G'day, Nathan here from SEQH, and joining me I have our Managing Director,
Brett Plummer.
Brett Plummer. So welcome to our Mondays with Brett and Nathan. So the question I wanted to throw out today for Brett was, what was the business you actually purchased?
Sure.
And I've got a few other questions after that, but just to start with, what was the business you purchased in 1997?
Yeah, back in 1997 I purchased a business that was known as South East Queensland Hauliers. We retained the name.
Yep.
It was principally about 15 trucks, largely doing two jobs, hauling bulk sand from CRL's Pinkenbar site to the wharf,
Yep.
doing a few other jobs, and we had basically two customers on containers, Consolidated Rutile and Saint-Gobain.
Yep.
And that was about 1,000, maybe 1,200 boxes a year, and I think it was about 250,000 tonne, give or take, of bulk product we carted in tippers.
Yep.
That was principally business. That was half, but the other half was an abrasive sand distribution business, which we still are involved in today.
Okay. And so back then, 1997, I remember you
Yes.
saying you were rolling through the papers to look for a business. You came across this one.
Yes, no, I've been involved in banking and studied overseas and the like, and involved in risk management. So key to whatever I did was about risk management. So
Yep.
was making sure we didn't lose our shirts,
Yep.
basically. So Dad was involved in transport. I'd run up in a truck around him, and I knew a bit about trucks and transport.
Yep.
I saw this business. I saw a great sand business with good margins, and I saw a transport business that I believe was not run very well. So I figured I could add value there and continue on the sand business. So that was the original idea, but it was all about capital allocation, return on investment, and those sorts of issues. At the end of the day, I went into trucking because I saw an opportunity, but it could well have been making widgets.
Yeah.
For all we know.
And you've always been a long-term thinker and planner. So what was your vision and your plan?
My vision was to grow the business and create some value for my family.
Yeah.
So again, I was always motivated to move ahead and push ahead and look ahead and plan and think. And I saw when I got inside the business in the first 2 years, it was clear to me that I was looking away from the tippers. I mean, tippers had been what
Yep.
Dad had been involved in. I knew a lot about because I just saw capacity to utilise was reduced, and it wasn't the main game in the economy.
Sure.
What I saw as the main game in the economy was import-export.
Yep.
We were involved in import-export, but we did 1,000 boxes. We're probably 0.002% of the Brisbane market at the time. So we basically had two customers, and that was it. So the opportunity was to expand and diversify. Importantly, diversify because one of the big issues we had was one customer was 80-odd% of our business. So
Yeah, that's scary.
if they went walkabout, we had nothing to fall back on. So
Yeah.
it was diversify. That was a risk reduction strategy.
And I guess moving into import-export, well, what's the figure? I think it's about 90% of global trade is moved by sea.
Yes, that's right. In containers, that's right.
Yeah.
And that revolutionised the transport of goods across national boundaries,
Yep.
which allowed this, in economics, the specialisation thing to occur, which, people who are good at doing certain things did those, and other people who are good at doing other things did those, and they traded. And
Yep.
that's what we've had today. That's why there's been such a great growth in terms of international trade, is because it's exactly that. It's economics 101.
Yeah. All right. So final question. Your vision early days versus where we are today.
Yes.
What has surprised you? Because you're very planned, you're very
Yes.
organised, and you're very strategic in your
Yes.
actions. But what has
Yes.
surprised you?
I suppose probably the thing I didn't appreciate, and I was only 34 when I bought the business, was, I guess, I knew it in a sense because my father, talked about it incessantly, was that, persistence and hard work will ultimately, and good planning, will get you places. And it was good to see that worked for us. That you didn't need to be a standout star at anything to succeed, but you need to be consistent, persistent, and have a good plan. If you had a good plan, that's job one. Have a good plan.
Yeah.
You have a bad plan and be persistent and consistent, you'll end up with a bad result because you've got a bad plan. Have a good plan and be persistent at it, and don't be knocked off the game.
Yep.
And you'll do well. And that, I guess our business, I think, is testament to that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks for
mate.
listening.
Bye bye.